Welcome to back my channel. Old Coins History Today video is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the world of coins, top 3 20 pence. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. So let's get it started. The 2003 United Kingdom 20 pence coin represents a fascinating chapter in the modern numismatic journey of British currency. Minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin forms part of the decimalised British coinage system that was introduced in the early 1970s and gradually evolved to suit contemporary economic and design standards. The 20 pence coin, introduced in 1982, filled a numerical and transactional gap between the 10p and 50p coins and soon became an integral piece in everyday British commerce. By 2003, it had already established itself as a popular denomination for vending machines, ticketing systems, and general pocket change. The 2003 edition continued with the classic 7-sided equilateral curve heptagon shape, making it distinctive by touch and design. This design choice was not merely aesthetic, it served as an ergonomic solution for both the visually impaired and automated coin recognition systems. The obverse front of the 2003 20 pence coin features the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by the celebrated sculptor Ian Rank, introduced in 1998 and used until 2015. This effigy depicts the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, an elegant accessory gifted to her by her grandmother, Queen Mary. The legend inscribed around her image reads, Elizabeth 2DG Reg, FD 2003. which is an abbreviated Latin inscription translating to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This concise phrase encapsulates the Queen's constitutional and spiritual role within the British monarchy and the Church of England. Ian Rank Broadley's portrait was known for its more mature, realistic depiction of Her Majesty, departing from the more youthful renderings of earlier coinage and reflecting the aging monarch with dignity and subtle realism. On the reverse side of the 2003 20 pence coin, one finds a beautifully detailed rendition of a crowned Tudor Rose, the traditional heraldic symbol of England, set against a clean and balanced field. This reverse design was created by William Gardner and had been in use since the coin's introduction in 1982. The Tudor Rose symbolizes the punity of the House of York and the House of Lancaster, two major dynasties from England's turbulent Wars of the Roses. Above the floral motif, the denomination is clearly marked as 20 pence, providing a clean and symmetrical design that is both symbolic and practical. The crowned rose design encapsulates centuries of British heritage in a relatively minimalist and contemporary style in terms of specifications. The 2003 20 pence coin was minted in cupro-nickel, durable alloy consisting of 84% copper and 16% nickel. This choice of metal ensured the coin's resistance to corrosion and wear, making it suitable for high circulation use. The coin weighs approximately 5.0 grams and has a diameter of 21.4 millimeters. The edge is smooth, in contrast to the milled or reeded edges of some other denominations. And the heptagonal shape continues the British tradition of non-circular coins, which aids in tactile identification and prevents rolling. These physical characteristics serve practical and aesthetic purposes, harmonizing tradition with functionality. As for mintage and circulation, the 2003 20 pence was struck at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales. Though not among the rarest of the 20 pence issues, it had a standard mintage run, meaning it was produced in sufficient quantities to meet public demand without making it a collector's rarity. However, individual coins in uncirculated condition, proof sets, or brilliant uncirculated boo packaging are often sought after by numismatists and collectors aiming to assemble complete annual sets or chronological series. The coin was included in both standard circulating coin bags and various Royal Mint collector sets. The 2003 20 pence coin carries historical and collectible appeal for several reasons. Firstly, it remains part of the fourth portrait series of Queen Elizabeth II, coins marking a transitional period in UK coinage aesthetics and reflecting a more modern era under her reign. Secondly, although it predates the more radical 2008 redesign of UK coinage by Matthew Dent, where the reverse designs formed a jigsaw of the royal shield, it still holds sentimental value as part of the pre-2008 classic designs. It bridges the time between the early years of decimalisation and the more artistically unified shield design of the 21st century. Additionally, the 20 pence denomination became the subject of a well-known minting error in 2008, when a small number of coins were accidentally released without a date. These became the UK's first undated coins in over 300 years and sparked a mini-collecting frenzy. Although the 2003 issue does not feature this error, its existence raises general public awareness of the denomination, increasing interest in earlier issues, like that of 2003, among amateur collectors. From a socio-cultural perspective, the 20 pence coin, including the 2003 version, played a significant role in everyday British life. It was commonly used for small purchases such as confectionery, bus fares, and parking meters. Its compact size and lightweight design made it convenient for change, and its durability ensured long-term viability, even as contactless payments became more prevalent in the 21st century. Despite digital payment trends, coinage, such as the 20p, remains vital for accessibility. Emergency situations and certain micro-dash transactions. In the realm of coin collecting, the 2003 20 pence coin is typically of low to moderate value, unless in uncirculated or proof condition. A circulated example generally holds nominal face value, but it can still be appreciated as part of a complete date run or as a teaching tool in educational or historical contexts. Coin collectors often include it in thematic sets focusing on British royal portraits, pre-2008 designs, or currency under Queen Elizabeth II's long reign. From a broader historical lens, this coin is emblematic of stability and tradition within the United Kingdom's currency system. It reflects both the continuity of monarchy and the subtle evolution of design and technology in minting. It acts as a cultural artifact, representing the early 2000s time when Britain was undergoing major political and technological changes, yet still rooted in long-standing symbols such as the rose, the crown, and the sovereign. In conclusion, the 2003 20 pence coin from the United Kingdom stands as a small but significant representation of British heritage, numismatic artistry, and economic function. It carries with it a story that spans centuries of heraldry, decades of monarchy, and years of pocket change usage, making it a quiet yet enduring witness to the rhythms of modern life in the UK, though common in circulation. Its design, symbolism, and physical features reflect a national identity deeply intertwined with royal tradition and historical continuity. For collectors, historians, or even the curious holder, this coin offers far more than its 20 pence face value. It offers a window into the evolving legacy of British coinage. The 1982 United Kingdom 20 pence coin holds an esteemed position in the annals of British numismatics as it marks the first ever issue of the 20p denomination in the United Kingdom's currency history. This introduction was part of a broader strategy in the evolution of British decimal coinage. Following the monumental decimalisation that took place in 1971 prior to 1982, there existed no denomination between the 10 pence and 50 pence coins. And as everyday commercial transactions became increasingly modern and diversified, a demand emerged for a smaller intermediate coin. Thus, the 20p coin was born its 1982 issue, not only debuting the denomination, but also introducing an entirely new coin shape into the public consciousness. This was a significant development in the United Kingdom's monetary framework, blending practicality with artistic merit and tradition with innovation. The 1982 20 pence coin was designed to be distinctive in appearance and feel, with its equilateral curved heptagonal seven-sided shape where the sides are rounded to fit automated vending machines and make the coin easy to identify by touch. The innovation of the shape mirrored the 50 pence coin introduced earlier, but the smaller size of the 20p offered new opportunities for tactile convenience and aesthetic design. Measuring 21.4 millimeters in diameter, weighing 5.0 grams, and made from copper nickel, an alloy consisting of 84% copper and 16% nickel. The coin was built for durability and functionality, making it ideal for high-volume circulation. The smooth edge, devoid of milling or reading, preserved its distinctive geometry and aligned it with other decimal coins of the time. On the obverse front of the 1982 coin, one sees the second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, crafted by Arnold Machen, a distinguished British sculptor. This elegant portrait, used from 1968 to 1984, presents the Queen in her youthful years, facing right, adorned with the girls of Great Britain and Ireland, tiara familiar and regal, headpiece that lent the coin a sense of majesty and grace. The surrounding inscription reads, Elizabeth II, D.G. Reg, FD 1982, standing for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, defender of the faith formal Latin style that encapsulates the monarch's role in both governance and religious tradition. This version of the Queen's image, with its youthful yet dignified profile, would later be replaced by more mature depictions, but remains iconic in its early representation of Her Majesty. The reverse back side of the 1980 to 20 pence coin carries a design that has become synonymous with this denomination. A crowned Tudor rose, a symbolic fusion of the red rose of Lancaster and the white rose of York. This floral emblem serves as a powerful metaphor of unity, peace, and national identity. The design was the work of William Gardner, an esteemed engraver and Royal Mint designer. His vision was not overly ornate, but rather symmetrical and balanced, allowing the floral design to speak for itself while supporting clear, legible text. The denomination is inscribed clearly as 20 pence above the crowned rose, while the numerical value 20 is subtly placed below. The elegant but minimalistic layout kept the coin easy to recognize and visually pleasing, qualities which were appreciated both in daily use and in coin collecting circles. What makes the 1982 issue particularly significant is that it was the first of its kind, establishing the design, specifications, and public perception for every 20 pence coin issued afterward till the radical reverse redesign in 2008. As such, it is often regarded by collectors as a first-issue coin. With historical importance, even if it is not especially rare in terms of circulation mintage. Indeed, the Royal Mint produced a substantial quantity of these coins in 1982 to meet anticipated public demand, resulting in a mintage figure of over 740 million coins, which ensured its widespread use across the United Kingdom, in shops, banks, vending machines, and day-to-day cash transactions. Despite this high mintage, the 1982 20 pence coin remains a key milestone, especially for collectors of British decimal coinage. Its significance lies in its pioneering role and design consistency. Furthermore, in uncirculated condition or as part of Royal Mint sets released in 1982, the coin carries enhanced collectible value. Coin collectors may seek out versions in brilliant uncirculated boo or proof finishes, which were included in annual coin sets and offered sharper detail and higher presentation quality. These versions, often packaged attractively, have aged well and offer tangible links to the early 1980s numismatic period in the UK. From a cultural and economic perspective, the introduction of the 20 pence coin in 1982 corresponded with larger shifts in British society. The country, under the leadership of Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, was undergoing significant economic reform, privatization, and modernization. In this context, the Royal Mint's introduction of a new coinage denomination was not just a financial convenience, but also a reflection of national transformation and adaptability. It demonstrated that the UK's currency system was flexible, responsive to social needs, and committed to preserving national identity while embracing modern functionality. The 20 pence coin's heptagonal shape, along with its mid-tier monetary value, made it extremely versatile. It was light enough to carry easily, small enough for vending machines, and large enough to avoid being overlooked. It came to be used widely for everyday purchases like newspapers, snacks, small fares, and parking meters. As such, it was not just a piece of metal, but a facilitator of daily life, a symbol of transactional trust and economic exchange between citizen and state. Moreover, the Tudor Rose design was not selected by chance. It was carefully chosen to represent England as a whole, evoking centuries of history, reconciliation, and sovereignty. The decision to crown the rose further elevated its symbolic meaning, connecting it directly to the institution of the monarchy and the heritage of royal power. In this way, the coin married past and present, monarchy and marketplace, history, and practical use, It encapsulated the essence of what a coin should be: not merely currency, but cultural artifact. In the decades that followed, the 20-pence coin continued to evolve. While the design remained largely consistent until 2008, the 1982 coin stands apart as the origin point of the entire series. It set the precedent, not just for shape and size, but also for how mid-value coinage could function in a decimalized system that remained sensitive to both user experience and national imagery. For those studying British coins, the 1982 issue is foundational, both a collector's entry point and a historical reference marker. In conclusion, the 1982 United Kingdom 20-pence coin is far more than the sum of its metallic parts. It is a token of modern British coinage's adaptive strength, artistic continuity, and social functionality. As the inaugural issue of a now standard denomination, it laid the groundwork for decades of use, spanning generations and technological change. Whether in the hands of a child buying sweets, a commuter feeding a parking meter, or a collector appreciating its historical place, the 1980 to 20-pence coin remains a silent witness to British daily life and monetary evolution. Its debut year reflects a blend of practical necessity and national prediffusion of floral symbolism, monarchic grace, and engineering innovation. Next, coined the 1993 United Kingdom 20-pence. Coin represents a significant continuation of the modern British numismatic series, firmly embedded within the lineage of post-decimalisation, coinage that has helped define the nation's economy and aesthetic currency identity. Minted under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin forms part of the standard issue circulation currency that carried both practical transactional function and enduring symbolic value. The 20-pence coin itself was a relatively new addition to the United Kingdom's decimal coinage system when first introduced in 1982 to bridge the gap between the 10-pence and the 50-pence coins. The 1993 issue, though not a debutante, was part of the 11th production year of this denomination, and by that time it had become a staple of the British public's daily economic interaction, deeply woven into the fabric of everyday life. Whether for buying a newspaper, paying for a bus fare, or retrieving a vending machine snack. As the coin approached its teenage years in the 1990s, it stood as a reliable, well-recognized, and widely accepted unit of value, respected for its blend of design, clarity, symbolic resonance, and tactile familiarity. The obverse of the 1993 20-pence coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the renowned sculptor Raphael Monclove. This particular effigy was introduced in 1985 and remained in use until 1997. In this depiction, Queen Elizabeth II faces to the right, crowned with the royal diadema jeweled crown. Traditionally worn for official ceremonies, such as the state opening of Parliament, the portrait is highly stylized, with Monclove deliberately choosing to emphasize regal beauty and elegance while still maintaining recognizable facial realism. The image conveys dignity, serenity, and a sense of continuity, which was particularly important during the 1990s, a time when Britain was undergoing numerous cultural and political changes. Around the monarch's portrait is the standard inscription, Elizabeth II, DG Reg. FD 1993. The Latin abbreviation stands for Elizabeth II, Dei Gratia Regina, Fidei Defensor, the Faith. This declaration asserts her constitutional authority and role as the supreme governor of the Church of England, reflecting the intertwining of church-state and tradition in British monarchy. Turning to the reverse of the coin, the 1993 issue retains the original and elegant design first introduced in 1982 by William Gardner, a prominent designer and engraver. For the Royal Mint, the central motif is a crowned Tudor rose, an iconic floral emblem of England that symbolizes unity and reconciliation. Born from the merging of the houses of York and Lancaster after the Wars of the Roses in the 15th century, this symbolic imagery carries powerful nationalistic sentiment, resonating with Britain's rich history of monarchy, conflict, and peace. Above the rose is the text 20 pence, identifying the coin's denomination in clear uppercase letters. While the numeral 20 is placed beneath the rose, the simplicity and clarity of the reverse layout helped ensure the coin was easily recognized by sight or touch, and its uniformity across all 20-pence coins up until the 2008 redesign gave the series visual and symbolic cohesion. The 1993 20p coin maintained the same specifications as its predecessors. It was struck in cupronickel, an alloy made of 84% copper and 16% nickel, which offers resistance to corrosion and allows for easy maintenance in circulation. It weighs approximately 5.0 grams, has a diameter of 21.4 millimeters, and features a smooth edge that is without milling or reeding. Most distinctive of all, however, is its seven-sided shape. A curved, equilateral heptagon which was engineered to combine a circular rolling property with tactile uniqueness. The shape was a calculated design decision to ensure machine compatibility. For vending, ticketing, and banking systems, easy differentiation from other coins, and user-friendly handling, particularly for individuals with visual impairments. The coin's non-circular shape became one of the hallmark features of modern UK coinage, alongside the similar 50p piece dot in terms of mintage. The 1993 20p coin was produced in relatively low numbers compared to some of its earlier and later counterparts. This has led to it becoming somewhat scarcer in circulation, though not rare enough to be considered highly valuable. The coin was not issued in Royal Mint proof sets that year for general sale, which also adds a modest degree of collectability for enthusiasts trying to complete date runs. While circulated versions are common in collections and loose change, finding a 1993 20p in uncirculated or near-mint condition can be more difficult, which may attract modest premiums in the numismatic market. That said, its scarcity is not comparable to some era coins like the famous 2008 undated 20p, but the 1993 issue still remains a notable year due to its lower production volume and its use of the Raphael Makloff portrait, which was nearing the end of its use by 1993. From a historical context, 1993 was a notable year in British society. The UK was dealing with the repercussions of the early 1990s recession, and there were shifts in political sentiment, public institutions, and cultural expression. Although coins may seem apolitical at first glance, they are ultimately expressions of national identity and unity. In this way, the 20p coin served as a quiet constant in design, but ever present in pockets and purses. A tiny piece of metal that bore royal symbolism, historical motifs, and monetary purpose. The Tudor Rose on the reverse served not just as a decorative flourish, but as a reminder of national cohesion, a fitting symbol during a time of change and uncertainty. The 1993 20p coin's usage was wide and ordinary. Yet this ordinariness is what makes it culturally powerful. It was part of daily transactions for bus rides, bakery visits, newspaper kiosks, and car park meters. It was handled by millions of people, often unknowingly appreciating its historical symbolism and aesthetic continuity. It lived in purses, coin trays, donation boxes, and vending machines. Transitioning from person to person with barely a thought, and yet holding decades of tradition and royal authority in its small frame. Its heptagonal shape made it unique in the hand, and its symbolic power featuring both the Queen and the Rose allowed it to act as a tiny ambassador of the United Kingdom's rich and layered heritage. In the realm of numismatics, the 1993 issue is essential for any collector pursuing a complete series of pre-2008 20p coins. Though it does not carry the fame of era coins or the prestige of commemoratives, it carries its own value as part of a coherent and consistent series on example of design stability, function, and British tradition. Its relevance is magnified by its place in a soon-to-be-discontinued design series and the eventual transition in 2008 to the Matthew Dent Royal Shield design. As one of the last coins to carry the Makloff portrait before the Wien's transition to the Eon rank broadly effigy in 1998, it also helps illustrate the numismatic evolution of royal imagery across decades. To conclude, the 1993 United Kingdom 20p coin is a harmonious blend of utility, history, and symbolism. It may not glitter with rarity, but it shines in consistency and cultural importance. It represents the Royal Mint's commitment to balancing functionality with tradition, and embodies the unity of the nation through its design motifs of the crowned Tudor Rose and the monarch. It is a product of its time, firmly rooted in the 1990s economic landscape, symbolically grounded in centuries-old imagery, and designed for the demands of modern commerce, whether held in a collector's capsule, found in a vintage jar of coins, or passed along and changed decades ago. The 1993 20p piece carries with it a story of nationhood, monarchy, and monetary evolution. Its humble presence in daily life is matched only by its quiet dignity as a cultural artifact of a sovereign nation, bridging the gap between past and present with every turn of its heptagonal edge.